Hello everyone, this is part 16 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Team 7 had entered the tower but no one was there to greet them. It all appeared to be very quiet, very empty, and very boring. They saw a board on the wall in front of them and read it. Soon they noticed that there was something odd about it. They soon deduced that it must have something to do with the scrolls. After all, there must have been some other point to them than just delivering them to the tower. Sakura and Naruto opened the heaven and earth scroll, but smoke began to exude from them, so they tossed them. In an explosion of smoke, a figure appeared in front of them. Iruka, hey, long time, no see, smiling. His former students were baffled at his sudden appearance. What was he doing here? What does his presence mean for them? What does he have to do with the next test of the exam? All these questions and more popped into their heads, but an even bigger one popped into Naruto's. Naruto, will we have to fight him? They would soon get their answers, as Iruka explained. Iruka, at the end of this second test, it's set up so we Chunins meet up with the test takers, and I was allowed to be the one to greet you. He checked his watch and noted that they had made it just in time to participate in the next part of the exam. Iruka, to celebrate your completion of the second test, how about I take you all out for ramen, but at a later time? He was then surprisingly tackled to the ground by an ecstatic Naruto. This was the best news he had gotten all week: free food. Oh, and they passed the second test. Naruto was once again flipping out, the best he could, with happiness, and everyone present couldn't help but note his energy. Iruka, you haven't changed in your ability to relax. I'm also here to explain the writing on the wall. This is the motto of the Chunin written by the Hokage. The heaven, in this paragraph, refers to the human mind, and the earth refers to the human body. If you lack heaven, seek wisdom, be prepared. That's basically like Naruto, for example. Though he's shown that he can think once in a while, he doesn't do it enough to keep himself out of bad situations. In other words, he acts before he thoroughly evaluates the situation. Naruto was a little embarrassed and steamed at this reference. Sakura, on the other hand, was rather entertained by all this. Iruka, if you lack earth, run in the fields, seek advantages. So if your physical ability isn't that great, Sakura, then you must train your body just as hard as you train your mind. This shouldn't be too much of a problem for you because of the clan you hail from. Many have managed to be as strong as they are beautiful. It was now Sakura's turn to be a little embarrassed. Naruto was still a bit upset at Iruka's comment, but he continued. Iruka, and if you have both heaven and earth, you can succeed in even the most dangerous missions. So basically all missions become safe and easy. Sakura, then, the part with the missing word. Iruka, so, the words that represent a Chunin, the word, person, from the scrolls goes there. The last sentence is, these rules will guide a person's extremes. These 5 days of survival were to test the exam takers' basic abilities needed to become a Chunin, and you guys successfully passed that. Chunins are at the rank of military captain and have the responsibility of guiding a team. The knowledge, stamina, and inner wisdom are all needed for your duties. I want you guys to challenge the next step with this Chunin motto in mind. That's all I have to pass on to you guys. Team 7, right. Iruka, but this third and final test, don't push yourselves too hard, especially you, Naruto. I worry about you. Naruto, from the moment I received this leaf headband, I was no longer an academy student. You don't have to worry about me. And this is a symbol that I'm a real ninja, right? I'm not the same little kid I was back when I was just pulling pranks. Now, I'm a real true shinobi. Iruka, I see. I'm sorry, Naruto, the person that truly knows their strength, maybe you, Kakashi. The report came in that 21 kids had passed the second test of the exam. Seeing that it would be for the best for those participating in the village, and also that it would be quite amusing, the third Hokage decided that the exam be continued, but with precautions. After a little rest and rejuvenation, the 21 participants filed in an orderly lined up team by team. They then patiently awaited the next instructions. Anko, first off, for the second test, I would like to congratulate you all on passing. Hee. Among the 78 participants, for 21 to make it this far, I said I'd cut them in half, but I was expecting single digits. Many of those remaining looked around to check the current conditions of possible contenders. Most looked to be in pretty bad shape, but they were there. This made Ino extremely happy to see that Sasuke was doing better than how she had last seen him. Shikamaru on the other hand was a little upset that there were still so many left over. This just made things more complex. Others on the other hand were itching to start the next portion of the exam for the challenge, to prove themselves, for revenge, or just for the hell of it. Anko, Lord Hokage will now explain the third test. Listen carefully. Third? Yes, but before I explain the up-and-coming third test, there is something I'd like you all to know. It concerns the true reason for this exam. Why do we have all the allied countries taking the exam together? To promote friendship among the countries, and to raise the level of shinobi. I don't want you to be confused about the true meaning. This exam is a replacement for war among the allied countries. Tenten, what does that mean? Third, if you go back in time, the current allies were enemies who fought each other over who would rule. In order to prevent wasteful fighting, the stage that these countries chose for battle was set. That is the origins of this Chunin selection exam. Naruto, why the hell do we have to do that crap? Isn't this for deciding who's a Chunin? Third, it is a fact that this exam decides which shinobis have what it takes to become Chunin, but on the other hand, this exam has another side, where each country's shinobis risk their own lives to protect their land's prestige. Watching this third exam will be leaders and influential individuals from many countries who make up the clients of shinobi. And the leaders of the countries will also be there to watch each of your battles. If the strength of a country is clear, that country will receive more clients, and conversely if seen as weak, they will lose clients. This will signal to potential enemy countries that our village has this much power. So it will send a political message to the outsiders. Kiba, yeah, but why? Why do we have to risk our lives in battle? Third, the strength of the country is the strength of the village. The strength of the village is the strength of the shinobi, and a shinobi's true strength is born only through life-risking battle. This exam is a place to see each country's strength and to show off your own strength. It only has meaning because lives are at risk, and that's why those that have come before you have fought in the Chunin exam for this dream. That is meaningful. Naruto, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Us being only genin, we're seen as the weakest the village has to offer. If we make a good enough impression, the village and the country will be seen as strong in the eyes of others. Hey, I'll show them who's weak. Tenten, but then why do you say stuff about it being for friendship? Third, I said it in the beginning, I don't want you to confuse the purpose of this. By losing life and establishing balance, this is the shape of friendship in the world of shinobi. Before we begin the third test, I will tell you one more thing. This is not just a test, this is a life-risking battle, with your dreams and country's prestige on the line. Naruto, I get it. Gaara, I don't care what it is, just hurry up and tell us what this life-risking battle entails. Third, yes, I'd like to now explain the third test, but before he could finish, he was cut off by someone with a horrible cough. I apologize, Lord Hokage, but as the proctor for the third test, will you please allow me, Hayate Gecko? Third, by all means, giving him the floor. Hayate, thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Hayate cough, before the third test there's something I'd like you to do, cough. Everyone was baffled that such a sickly person would be the referee instead of being at home resting and getting over his apparent ailment. He continued. Hayate, it's a preliminary for the third test, cough, to decide who gets to participate in the main event, cough. Sakura, preliminary. Shikamaru, what do you mean? Sakura, I don't understand this preliminary, but why aren't all the people here allowed to participate in the next test? Hayate, clears T, because the first and second tests may have been too easy this year, we have a bit too many people remaining, cough, according to Chunin exam rules, we must have a preliminary round and reduce the number of participants for the third test. As Lord Hokage indicated earlier, there will be many guests at the third test, cough, so the fights could take too long, we are limited in time. Naruto, fights. Finally. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Hayat, so anyway, those who are now feeling unwell or are not up to the task and those who felt like quitting after these explanations, please come forward now since we will be starting the preliminary immediately. Kiba, what? Right now. To everyone's surprise, Kabuto had bowed out. This would be his 7th failed attempt. Why would he opt out when he's made it so far? Hayat checked a list of names and checked Kabuto's off. He then asked if there was anyone else that wanted out while they still could. Naruto, Kabuto. Why are you quitting? Why? Kabuto, I'm sorry Naruto, but my body is all banged up. Actually, I haven't been able to hear out of my left ear since the time I was attacked by the sound nins before, and now we'll have to risk our lives. I can't take that kind of risk. Walks away. Naruto, Sasuke, I would like to have played with you a little longer, but, anymore, and the old me would have stirred up. I am a spy after all, I can't reveal my true intentions here. Don't take selfish actions. Have you forgotten Lord Orochimaru's orders? One of Kabuto's teammates whispered. Kabuto, I'll let you guys handle it. Especially you Yoroi. With your ability you shouldn't have any problems. This is your chance to show your strength. I know you are frustrated that I've surpassed you. Kabuto took his leave but not before giving one last friendly smile and waved goodbye to Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto was sad to see him go but it was his decision and probably the best for this situation. Kabuto, I'll save the fun for some other time Sasuke, and you too, Naruto. As he watched Kabuto depart, Sasuke could feel waves of pain shooting through his body, causing him to cringe. No one but Sakura truly noticed this and she suggested that Sasuke follow in Kabuto's footsteps. Sasuke, however, wasn't having it. There was no way he'd quit now, not when there were so many strong opponents he could test himself against. Sakura couldn't take it anymore, her concern was too great. She attempted to raise her hand and inform the senseis about the cause of Sasuke's pain and what happened in the forest, but he stopped her. Sasuke, don't tell anyone about this mark. Sakura, I still don't understand why you're being so stubborn about this. I don't want to see you suffering anymore. To me you're. Sasuke, it's like I told you before, I'm an Avenger. This isn't just a test to me. I don't care about becoming a Chunin or whatever. Am I strong? I just want to answer that. Naruto, Sasuke, you bastard. Stop acting all cool. She's just worried about you and. Sasuke, you're one to talk. You're in pretty bad shape too, yet I bet you don't want to quit. Besides, you're one of the ones I want to fight the most. All the while this was happening the senseis couldn't help but take notice. Knowing the risk of halting the exam, it was decided that it would continue as planned. It was also planned that, as a precaution, if Sasuke's curse mark began to take over, his match would be stopped and he would be done. Hayat, now, let's begin the preliminary. It will consist of one-on-one fighting. You will basically fight as if in a real-life confrontation, since we have exactly 20 entrants, we will conduct 10 matches and, the winners will advance to the third test. There are basically no rules. The fight continues until one of USS is knocked out, or admits defeat. If you don't want to then quickly acknowledge your defeat. But if I decide that a winner has been clearly established, since we don't want to pointlessly increase the amount of corpses, that'll be it or I'll jump in and stop things. The wall behind the Junin senseis and the Hokage began to open up. It revealed a giant screen that would show the matchups for each battle, and the first names that appeared on it were Sasuke Uchiha vs. Yoroi Akado. A smile crept its way onto Sasuke's face as he looked up at the screen. The two fighters stepped forward while everyone else headed to the rafters. This way the fighters would have an ample amount of space to do battle. Before doing so, however, Kakashi took a moment to inform Sasuke that he knew of his predicament and that if things got out of hand, he would step in and stop the match. This in turn would cause him to lose. Hayat, the two participants in the first fight are Yoroi Akado and Sasuke Uchiha. Are you ready? Yoroi, yes. Sasuke, yeah. Sakura, all I can do is watch. Sasuke. Naruto, if you want to face me, then you better not lose. Ino, Sasuke is acting strange again. Dosu, is it because of the curse mark? Lee, good luck Sasuke. Neji, a chance to see what he's capable of. Sasuke, ugh, The pain isn't subsiding. It seems this curse mark reacts to my chakra. If I try to release any, it steals mine and begins pulling out all my body's chakra. So in this match, not only can I not use the Sharingan, I can't even use any regular jutsu. Now what do I do? Yoroi, hee, looks like that curse mark is giving him some trouble. Hayate, cough, now we will begin the first match. Kakashi, be careful, Sasuke. Hayate, now, begin. Yoroi placed his hands together, creating a tiger seal, and his right hand began to glow with chakra. He then reached in tool pouch and hurled some shurikens at Sasuke, who in turn pulled a kunai. In one swing he managed to send them right back. Yoroi ducked and noticed that Sasuke had collapsed. As he cringed in agony, Yoroi charged. He tried to attack Sasuke while he was down but only succeeded in punching a hole in the ground. Still on the ground, Sasuke used his feet to trip his opponent and locked him into an armbar submission hold. He pulled on his arm trying to force Yoroi to forfeit, but then he grabbed a hold of his shirt. Sasuke, my strength. Sasuke's grip loosened and Yoroi forced his way out of the hold by punching Sasuke in his abdomen a few times. He then stood to his feet and grabbed Sasuke by his head. Sasuke, what is this? My body's strength suddenly. Sakura, Sasuke. Sasuke, my fading. Yoroi, so you finally noticed, my special ability is to absorb chakra. I can suck out my opponent's physical and spiritual energy with just a single touch of my hand. Sasuke, Guaaaaaa. Sasuke was slowly fading, his strength diminishing, and all seemed lost, but then, Sasuke summoned all the strength he had left and kicked Yoroi off. Yoroi, so, you still have power left. Sasuke, that was close, but if he touches me one more time, I'll be finished. He'll probably try to make this a close contact fight. This is it. What do I do? Gaara, is this it? Is this all he can do? Everyone looked on as Sasuke didn't even have the strength to get to his feet. What chance did he have of winning this match now? Things looked so bleak that Sakura couldn't bear to watch anymore. This was really starting to get to Naruto as he watched his teammate, his rival, his friend, losing. Naruto, what the hell are you doing, Sasuke? You're driving me crazy. Everyone thinks you're so great because you're from the Uchiha clan, but you're getting your butt handed to you. Is this really the best you can do? Sasuke, looks over at Lee, I think I got it. Yoroi, hey, you don't have time to be daydreaming. I'll suck up all of your chakra and win this match. Charging. Yoroi made a grab for Sasuke but he wasn't there. Suddenly, he was kicked from underneath and into the air by Sasuke. When he did this it looked exactly like Lee's technique. Lee, that's my guy. What? Sasuke and his opponent were floating in the air when his curse mark began to react again. It began to uncontrollably spread over his body. Kakashi, this is the end. Sasuke, I can't, let this thing control me. Through sheer willpower Sasuke forced the curse mark into recession. Back in control, Sasuke carried out his plans to bring this match to a close. He threw a punch to the side of Yoroi's head, but it was blocked. He immediately moved to a sweep and followed it up with a clothesline to the T. This caused Yoroi to cough up blood but. Sasuke, there's more. Lion's barrage. Sasuke slammed his leg across Yoroi and set him into the ground. The force of the impact propelled Sasuke across the room where he struggled to pull himself up. Yoroi himself wasn't moving so Hayate checked to make sure that it was over and. Hayate, I'm stopping the fight here, and thus, the winner of the first match, Sasuke Uchiha, has passed the prelims. Naruto was ecstatic and Sakura was just glad that it was all over. Also glad that he was finished, Sasuke could no longer continue on and began to fall over. Luckily, Kakashi had appeared behind him and stopped this from happening. Kakashi, well, good job. The movement before the lion's barrage was from Guy's taijutsu. He must have copied it when he and Lee tangled earlier. Naruto, Sasuke, laughing, laughing, what a lame way to win. Look at you, you're all beat up. Sasuke, shut up, you idiot, barely finishing his sentence. Sakura, Sasuke, I'm glad you're okay, I didn't care whether you won or lost as long as you made it out in one piece. Sasuke, Lee, thanks to you I was able to survive. If I hadn't seen your technique earlier, I would have been in trouble, but it's not a move I can count on very much. Lee. I see. That time, you were able to copy part of my technique from just seeing it once, so that is the ability of the Sharingan. Sasuke, you're a person who will get stronger and stronger. I think I feel a little fear. Guy. Mastering even part of the super taijutsu technique, Lotus, is impossible without grueling training. Even with the Sharingan, it's not something that can be perfected that quickly, and the creativity of that finishing move, Kakashi, this boy reminds me of you when you were young. Tenten. Last year's #1 rookie was Neji, but this year's is Sasuke Uchiha. I wonder which one is stronger. Kakashi. But what a guy, to release the real power of his Sharingan here, the terrifying blood of the Uchiha. Anko. That's surprising, to be able to stop the reaction of the curse with his own will. Ino. Wow. Sasuke, you're so amazing. Hinata. Wow. Kiba. PFT, that was nothing. Just you wait until my match. It seemed like everyone was reveling in Sasuke's victory. Some medic nins entered into the arena to take those injured so that they could receive the attention they needed. One asks for Sasuke to accompany him, but Kakashi declined this. He would take care of Sasuke himself. Reluctantly, Sasuke went along with Kakashi to seal his curse mark. Hayat, we will now start the next match. Abumi Zaku vs. Shino Aburame. Zaku. Hey, who's this loser? The two approached the referee, who was ready to begin the second match of the test. Sakura. That's that sound guy, the guy whose arms were injured by Sasuke. Is he really going to fight like that? Hinata. Will Shino be alright? Kiba. You don't have to worry about him, he's strong. He's one guy that I don't even want to fight. Hayat gave them the okay to begin the match. Looking at him, the guy named Zaku didn't look like he could much of anything. If he was serious about fighting, then he must either have a few screws loose or he was too arrogant for his own good. Shino. If you fight here, you will be finished. Forfeit. Zaku. Hey, this one moves a little bit. And one arm is good enough against you. He pulled his left arm from a sling and pointed at Shino. He then charged in and threw a punch, but it was blocked effortlessly by Shino. Shino. You can't beat me with just one arm. Zaku. Shut the hell up. Take this. Zaku opened up his hand and an expulsion of air exploded from a pipe in his hand, the same as in the forest. Shino was easily blasted away, giving Zaku even more confidence that he would win this match. Kakashi was just putting the finishing touches on sealing Sasuke's curse mark. Once it was sealed, Kakashi proceeded to explain what this was for. Kakashi. The next time that curse tries to become active, this new seal should contain the power, but, Sasuke, this new seal relies on the strength of your will. If you lose belief in yourself, and your will weakens, the curse will become wild again. When he was done, Sasuke fell unconscious. Everything from the day's events was too much for him. So you can even use sealing jutsu now, you've grown, Kakashi. Kakashi, you're. Kakashi turned around and with terror written all over his face, saw the worst possible thing of the day. The voice he had heard belonged to none other than Orochimaru. Long time no see. Kakashi. Orochimaru. Orochimaru. I'm sorry, I'm not here to see you, I'm here for the boy there, pointing at Sasuke. Kakashi. Why are you after Sasuke? Orochimaru. Hey, you're lucky. You've already gotten your hands on it. That Sharingan in your left eye, I also want it, the Uchiha blood. Kakashi. What are your goals? Orochimaru. The newly created Sound Village, that's my village, you should understand from just that. Kakashi. Foolish ambition. Orochimaru. Well, yeah, something like that, and for that purpose, I need a lot of pieces. Zaku. Hey, get up. Shino rose and bugs were all over him. Zaku. Bugs. From inside his body, coming from below the skin. Zaku was starting to freak out. He started backing away but was shocked to see even more bugs coming up behind him. Shino. These are called destruction bugs, they attack their prey in numbers and eat chakra. If this many attack you, as I said before, you will be finished. If you don't want that, then give up, that's your best option. If you use that technique with your left arm on me again, then the bugs will instantly attack you from behind. If you use it on the bugs, then there will be an opening for me to attack. Either way, you can't win here. You should always have a trump card. Zaku. Damn. I can't continue to fail. Don't mess with me. He struggled, but he managed to pull his other arm up. He pointed one at Shino and one at his bugs. Zaku, you should always have a trump card, right? Kiba, what? He can use his right arm too. Dosu, hee. So it was an act that his right arm was useless. Good one, Zaku. Zaku, take this. Kakashi, so, Sasuke is also just one of those pieces. Orochimaru, no, Sasuke is a very important piece, unlike others. Zaku had attempted his slicing sound waves, but it backfired, literally. Due to them being clogged with bugs, chakra began to burst out through holes. Zaku's arm became utterly useless as they slumped to his sides. Shino, when I told you to give up earlier, I ordered them like this. Close up those dangerous wind holes in your body. This is a true trump card. Zaku, why, you? Before he could say another word, Zaku was viciously backhanded by Shino. Orochimaru, and the guys taking the test right now, are just my pawns. Orochimaru took a step closer but stopped when Kakashi took a stand. Kakashi, if you get any closer to Sasuke, even though you are one of the 3 legendary ninjas, I'll put a stop to you. Orochimaru just laughed. Apparently, this was all very funny to him. Orochimaru, what you do, what you say, it's all off. That seal you did is meaningless. You understand, to achieve a goal, the heart that will accept even the most evil power, that is the type he is, an avenger. Kakashi, so you are using that, but Sasuke is. Orochimaru, he will eventually seek me out, to seek my power. Also you were going to K me, why not try? If you can, that is, disappearing into darkness. Kakashi, sigh, compete with him. Am I an idiot? Hey it seems to be over. Sakura, ugh, bugs all over. That's so creepy, and on top of that, Shino was merciless, right, Naruto. Naruto had his head stuffed in his pack. Sakura was wondering what he was doing, until he pulled his head out with what appeared to be meat hanging from his mouth. Naruto, you say something, Sakura. Sakura, ugh, never mind. It figures, I'm trying to have a conversation with him and all he can think about is food, and how can he even think of eating with all those creepy crawly bugs all around? Lee. What is he? Neji. Neji activated his Byakugan and peered at and then into Shino's body. What he saw astonished him, and even creeped him out a little. Neji, what a guy, I thought that he had summoned all of those bugs, but, they are living throughout his body. Lee. What did you say? Guy. He must be a member of the bug-using clan of the Leaf. Neji. Yes, I have heard of them. When a new member is born, their body is given to the insects to use as a nest. In exchange for being a living hive and letting the insects feed on their chakra, the clan can freely control the insects and use them as their primary fighting technique. Dosu. Too bad, Zaku. Kin. Why did Zaku's arms explode? Dosu. Most likely, that Shino guy had his insects plug up Zaku's air canals. When he tried to use his attack under those circumstances, the energy had nowhere to go as it searched for an exit and the cannon that is Zaku's arm exploded. Hayat, winner, Shino Aburame. Kurenai, well, that was nerve-wracking. Now I only have 2 more to worry about. I hope Hinata does well. She looked over to Hinata, who watched Shino make his way back up to his team. When he arrived, his teammates congratulated him. Hinata, oh, Shino, congratulations. Kiba, yeah, good job. Shino, yeah, well, just make sure you do the same. Kiba, hey, don't worry about us, you're not the only one that's pretty strong around here, right, Hinata? Hayat, cough, let's move on to the next match. Just in time, Kakashi made it back to the rest of his team. Right away Sakura asked about Sasuke's condition and Kakashi reassured her that he was alright. What he didn't tell her though was that he was being carefully guarded by the Anbu. He didn't want her to worry too much. The board had selected the combatants for the next match. They were Misumi Tsurugi vs. Kankuro. Kankuro, finally, my turn. Gaara, idiot. Naruto, this guy. They stepped into the center of the arena and right away there was trash talking. Misumi, unlike Yoroi, even against little kids, I show no mercy. I'll say it now, if I put my techniques on you it's over. Give up immediately. I'm going to end this quickly. Kankuro, then I'll also end this as quick as possible. Kankuro prepared to attack but was beat to the punch by Mitsumi, who attempted a backhand blow, but it was blocked. Mitsumi, I won't give you the chance to do anything. Kankuro, what? Mitsumi's arm began to wind its way around Kankuro's. Soon, Mitsumi's limbs had constricted all of Kankuro, restricting his movement. Mitsumi, in order to gather information, my body has been altered, to be able to fit into any space. So I can keep squeezing until I break your bones. If you don't give up, I'll keep squeezing harder. I don't know what kind of ninja tools you use, but you can't do anything like this. Try something funny and I won't wait until you give up. I'll break your N immediately, so hurry up and give up. Kankuro, hey, no way. Mitsumi tightened his hold, inflicting some more pain. Mitsumi, do you want to S? Kankuro, you're the one, that's gonna S. Mitsumi couldn't stand this insubordination any longer. He had snapped, and so did Kankuro's N. Everyone was in shock as his body went limp. Lee. He broke his N. Naruto, something's not right. Mitsumi, damn idiot. Kankuro suddenly sprang back to life, but something was wrong. His head had turned all the way around to face Mitsumi and something was falling from his face. Mitsumi didn't even have time to react before he wrapped up by what appeared to be a puppet. The item that Kankuro had been carrying on his back began to unravel and inside was Kankuro. Mitsumi, that's the real one. He's a puppeteer. Kankuro, if I break your bones, you'll be even softer, right? Mitsumi, ugh. I give you up. Hey it. Phew, I almost ended that one too earlier. Cough, cough, the battle cannot be continued. Winner, Kankuro. Naruto, 2-on-1 is cheating, isn't it? Is that allowed, Kakashi-sensei? Kakashi, it's not cheating. That's just a doll. Sakura, that's puppet jutsu. It's controlling a doll and using it as a weapon with your chakra. It's the same as a shuriken or any other tool. Naruto, geez, there's a bunch of weirdos here. Kakashi, like you're one to talk. Sakura, haha, good one. Hey it, we will now begin the fourth match. Kakashi, this is no time for laughing. Sakura, pointing at the screen. She turned to look herself and was shocked. Sakura Haruno vs. Ino Yamanaka. Ino, oh, many things have occurred both in and out of the XMs. Both Sakura and Ino look to develop as shinobi as well. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.